Hello everybody, it's Mr. Cooper here again with my day 3 primary remote learning vlog. I hope you're all well. Another hugely busy day, I'm sure. Again with some positives, I'm sure some challenges as well. So obviously you've been sending me your feedback and you've been sending teachers your feedback, which is really fantastic. It's really important, particularly when we can't see each other. To give us that positive feedback of things that are going really, really well and things that you're finding challenging. And we're always here to try and adapt and make changes where we feel it's really necessary. So, first of all, thank you very much for your feedback in regards to Arabic and Islamic. You should all now have received your single QR code sent from your class teacher that should link you to your Arabic, your Islamic, and the normal class. So if you're in 2C, you should have a link to your Islamic class, your Arabic A class or B class, and then of course your class 2C, if that's what class you're in. If you haven't, then contact your class teacher and they will be able to share that QR code with you. It's a one sign-in QR code to all of those classes, which hopefully will make all of your lives and the children's lives much easier. There's a few key points to come out from today, really, on our third day. The second day that teachers have been releasing and feeding back to lessons. The second day of live sessions, etc. First of all, is the main thing that's come out is the amount of lessons being released. So obviously our duty to you currently has been all about trying to fulfill the timetable that we do in school to ensure that you're getting the children are getting their full timetable's worth of lessons. Now, a lot of the feedback has been today that is too much to get through in one day. And to be honest, it's a challenge for a teacher when you're in school to get through 6 lessons a day. And for the students, it just shows you how jam-packed our days are. But obviously we want to make it as flexible as possible, particularly for those parents that have 3 or 4 children. They've got to try and get through as many lessons as possible and sometimes can only work with 1 or 2 children at a time. So in the long term, we're reviewing the timetable for remote learning and the number of lessons that will be released each day. Obviously we need to have a good think about that to make sure we're not removing any important lessons, and also making sure that our full curriculum coverage is there so that students are prepared if they do the GLs. We've not got any news from KHDA in terms of that yet, but as soon as we do, we'll let you know. But if the children have to do their GLs, then of course we need to make sure that they're ready. So we need to make sure we're getting all that learning finished, ready for those assessments later in the year. But we will look into review the timetable. In the meantime, short term, please, the key thing is do not worry. Don't worry if you're not getting through all the lessons. Relax, prioritise the lessons that you feel are most important. So I would recommend English, Maths, Science, and of course our Arabic, because that is a core subject, and Social Studies is a core subject as well. If then you have time, then I would then try and access the other lessons. But for example, if your child has piano lessons already and they already play the piano lots, then do they really need the music lesson as well? Then that might be something to look at. So just prioritise the lessons you feel are most important, and of course contact your teacher if you're falling behind, and they will take that into consideration, and they may give you an extension of certain activities, etc. In the short term. In the long term, we're going to try and change the structure of the whole timetable, but obviously that's quite a big job, to ensure that it's much more flexible for you as parents at home. So bear with us, but also speak to your teacher and they'll be happy to support you and give you some flexibility. At the same time, we've had a few bits of feedback that there's not enough. So the same message again, please contact your teacher. If the child is flying through the work, they find it easy, the teacher can't see that until it's been posted. So contact the teacher and they'll be able to provide you with extra materials or point you in the directions of different activities for them to do so that they're not finishing too early. The other thing is home learning. So again, on top of that, people have said that home learning, does that really need to take place at the same time as all of this? And the answer is, again, I would suggest it's down to you. So as of now, all home learning is not compulsory. The only things I would suggest that the children are still doing is reading. 20 minutes a day is really, really important, and practicing any spellings, etc. Those little bits of skills, times tables, keep practicing them at the breakfast table or in the evening or whenever you feel that you can fit them in. But please, if your child is tired and exhausted from a long day of learning at school or at school at home, then give them a break. The teachers will not be giving them any any trouble or I was going to say detentions, but we don't give detentions in primary, but the children will not be getting in trouble for not doing their homework, shall we say. So please relax about that. And if your child, you feel his well-being is being compromised, then tell them to stop, relax, and go outside and have a bit of fun. Okay? The final one is, there's two more, personalised learning. So again, the teachers are sending out all this, and of course they don't know how the children are responding to the learning until they get it back. So if a child is finding it too difficult or too easy, then again, some people are sending emails to me to say that the work's too easy and too difficult. I'm not planning my lessons, the teachers are, so please feed that back to the teachers and tell them that they find it too easy and too difficult, and again, they'll be able to respond and give you some support with that. They're happy to do that, but it's about that open communication. You can message them directly on Seesaw and they'll be able to provide some feedback, some links to things, activities that you can do with them, or set the children a few more activities if need be. And the final thing is the live sessions. So we have now, as of today, worked with the teachers on creating one link for the live Zoom lessons. So the live Zoom lessons, currently you were getting a new link each time. We've now worked it so that we've created one link for each teacher that will be the link to all of the live Zoom sessions. So as of tomorrow, we should be seeing our teachers utilising that tool. So there's one link for the sessions, which will make yours and the children's lives much easier in terms of accessing those live sessions. Live sessions at the moment are split into 4. So obviously you have your first one, which is just a morning welcome, a heads up for the day, a chance for the children to ask any questions about the day to come. The 2 in the middle are we've said to the teachers, use as you like at the moment. So sometimes teachers are using it as a Q&A session to ask the students anything they're finding difficult, etc. And I know some teachers are doing a little bit of reflection and teaching on things that they've posted, so a chance to kind of go back over a few bits and pieces. And that's really important that teachers have that flexibility and decide what they want to do during those live sessions in response to what they've seen on Seesaw. Over the next few days, they'll start to be standardised and the teachers will build up their confidence. And so my message to parents really is just to stick with it, keep accessing those live sessions. And at the end of the week, all the teachers are going to get together, review what's the best way of using those live sessions for the children, what's the best way, what's going to have the best impact, shall we say, and then we'll start to standardise it and make it a bit more, make sure that each live Zoom session is being as purposeful and as having the best impact as possible, which is really important. And then of course the final session, which I think is my favourite session, is the story time, and again the reflection session, a chance to listen to a lovely story, and again a chance to ask any questions. And to me that would be the point where if your child hasn't finished their work, at the end of a live session at 3 o'clock, I would get to that point and say, right, that's it, the day is over, school is finished, now it's time to relax. Of course, if you want to, the children can continue for a bit and do their work, and if they are really driven to, but I think that's a really nice end to the day, a nice story, a bit of a chat to a teacher, and then get them off their iPads and unplug. So bear with us with the live sessions. They'll evolve and change depending on what the children are doing. Particularly in FS, it's going to look different of how it looks in Year 6. So bear with us with that, but what I've seen is some really fantastic teaching going on, both in the live sessions and Seesaw. Of course, there's always lots of room for improvement with anything new, but please keep providing me and the teachers with the feedback, because they're the ones that can change the lessons, etc. And I look forward to speaking to you again tomorrow, Wednesday already, for day 4. Have a good evening.